I change my body? I feel like I'm eating right, I'm working out. And she talked to me about cardio is basically going to shrink you. But if you add in weightlifting, it's going to change the shape of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really clicked with me. She said it like this, and so I'll explain it to you guys. It was like, if you have a pear-shaped body and you do a lot of cardio, you're still going to have a pear-shaped body, but it's going to shrink smaller, which is fine. And if that's what you're looking for, then that's a success. But if you have a pear-shaped body and you want to build up a little bit more on top, you've got to lift some weights in order to change that part of your body. So that really helped me, and that pushed me into kind of the weightlifting arena of working out. And I've loved it. And you mentioned that I had done boxing. So I've taught boxing classes and I've taught weightlifting classes. I got into boxing when we first moved from DC to Utah, because that's what all my friends were doing. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to try it.
I want to be with the girls.
You know? And so I did that. I had an amazing coach, and she had the right music. She had the right energy. And I was like, I would get lost. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
So that got me hooked on boxing. And so that's what kind of pushed me to teach boxing, because I was like, I want to share the same thing that she gave to me with other women and show them that you can enjoy working out. It doesn't have to be that dreaded hour in the morning or in the evening, whenever you can find time. It can be exciting and fun and enjoyable.
And boy, does the music make a difference.
Yes.
There's nothing like when the beat hits just right and you can get into it and it just feels,
and you lose yourself.
You do. You just lose yourself, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
So there was a moment that you talked about where you knew you needed to work out, but when you're depressed and when it's hard, it's especially hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to motivate yourself to do it when it's easy.
True.
You know,
Totally.
like I would say for me in my life right now, where my kids are either gone or in school, it's actually really easy, and it's still hard to get myself to do it. So what strategies did you use to get yourself over that hump? Because I think that would be helpful for people to know who might be in that same situation. I mean, there's lots of women who are having kids and going through this.
So I think the bottom line is, it's never going to be easy.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes people keep waiting for that time when you're like, oh, I just crave exercise. And there are certain people who truly do crave that and they want that in their life. I don't. Like, I'll be honest, even now, I work out every single day, 5 to 6 days a week I work out. And I don't love it. But when I get there and the beat drops, and I'm in it, I'm like, I do like this, you know?
Right. It's like you don't love the getting up in the morning at like 5 a.m. and all of that leading up. That's just the hard part. You've just got to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do.
Totally.
You got to hack yourself in there.
If you get past that mindset of like, at some point this is going to get easy. At some point this is going to get where I just am like, oh, I can't wait to go to the gym. It's never going to get there. You know, like the hardest part that they say of a whole workout is getting to the gym. And once you're there, you're like, okay, I'm here. Let's do this.
Yes,
you know?
let's have some fun.
And then work. That's what I love to do, is when I get there, I'm like, okay, I'm in this. Like, I'm already here. I'm not going to turn around and go home. Like, let's get some work done.
Give it your all. If you're going to take your time and be there, let's just get the hard work done.
Yeah.
I like that. So you have always had a lot of girlfriends. I would love to think I'm your only one, but I know that your Boston group is just one set of girlfriends, but you have your high school girlfriends.
Yes.
So when you moved back to Utah, you reconnected with them.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of fun things with them.
Yes.
I know I said we do our annual Boston trip and we get together and do fun things. In fact, truth be known, we're having a spa day today. And upstairs in my house, we have 2 masseuses over that we're taking turns. And some girls are getting massages, and then some girls are coming and podcasting, and we have a buffet of yummy, delicious food. We know how to have fun. And I recommend you get on this bandwagon too.
Yeah.
But, you know, what has friendship meant for you? Knowing that, like, I know that it's been critical for you during hard times.
For sure.
During bouts of depression and having kids. Tell us about that.
So every place that I have lived, so we've lived Boston, we moved down to DC, and then in Utah is where I grew up. I've always had and been blessed to be surrounded with great women. And I think that one thing that also coincides with working out is like it takes effort,
Mm-hmm.
and there are those nights, especially after having little kids, when you're tired and it's the end of the day and it's my book club night and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go. Like I'm so tired. I just kind of want to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go. And so I had these great girlfriends in Virginia that I just loved. And I would do my book club with them. They helped me through pregnancies when I was on bed rest. They're bringing in meals, they're doing all these things for me. That was an amazing community. Moving back to Utah, I had all of my high school friends that lived here. And it's interesting because even those friends, some of them we were friends in high school, and some we knew each other in high school, but we've come together because of, sisters or different things. But it has been a cornerstone to my life, is having good girlfriends and good women that teach me things. I just feel like, how do we navigate this life alone? Like we always talk about, why isn't there a manual?
Yes.
Why isn't there a manual? And like for me, I feel like scriptures are always a manual for me. But I also feel like my girlfriends are my go-to Google search. Like if you're going to do something quick, it's your girlfriends. You're texting them. You're like, here's what just happened to me. I had this fight with my son. How would you guys handle this? And so then you jump in and that's your quick action. Like, here's what we've done. Let's go to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just feel like they fill in the gaps where I don't know what I'm doing and they might know a little bit better. Or they might not know either. Or we just go to lunch anyway.
Right.
And air out our grievances.
Have someone to talk through scenarios, empathize with one another.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I truly think that is like what gives me happiness in my life. Other than my own family and my husband and my boys, my girlfriends are what give me happiness in life. And it makes me sad when I talk to people that don't feel like they have a group of girlfriends, because I'm like, there's so many of us out there that want that. And so if you reach out, you're so good at that. Reaching out, plan it. Like, don't wait for other people to plan it. Just plan it. If you're feeling like you want girlfriends, go get yourself some girlfriends. There's a lot of them out there just lonely waiting, so call them up.
Yeah, I think that's so true, that there are so many people waiting and looking to be invited. But you made a good point too that I agree with, and that is that it does take work.
Yeah.
Just like the exercising, you've got to put in the effort. Mm-hmm. And so those of you who maybe aren't finding all the joys and friendship that you take a look at yourself first, and what could you be doing to put forth more of an effort? Maybe, like you said, plan something, invite other people. Because there have been many times in my life too, and I'm the biggest girlfriend's girl, I love to party and I love to get together with my girlfriends, but I've had seasons of life too, where you just don't even want to deal with anything. But just like working out, if you'll just go, if you just show up, I'm always rewarded and I'm always grateful. Yeah. And I find that women will, oftentimes, like, prayers get answered for me through friendship so much. In fact, even yesterday I was having a hard day. I was sad about something, and then I get a text from a friend that says something beautiful, that was encouraging, and I was like, thank you. You're an answer to prayers. I mean, you're that text that she took the time to send, not knowing at all that I was sad, was such an answer to prayers. And I have had that experience over and over and over again, but it hasn't come without effort that I put into the friendships to be able to get the blessings of receiving that come always when I need it. And I think that's why I'm just so grateful for sisterhood and for friendship and my girlfriends, because it's been such a gift to me. And I want that for all of you listeners too. I want you to know the blessings that are there.